I've had enough of what they call shrinkflation. It's a ripoff.
In recent years, the cost of living has surged globally, but few sectors have felt the pinch quite like the fast food industry.
Can I get a kid's meal?
If you often go to fast food restaurants such as McDonald's, Subway, Burger King, or even Domino's, you might have noticed that prices have been going up at an alarming rate. For example, the McChicken sandwich from McDonald's has gone from $1 to $2.99. That's a 199% price increase in just 10 years. So how come fast food brands, which are commonly known to be cheap, have raised their prices so much over the last decade? Let's shed some light on how fast food is reshaping not only prices, but also consumer behavior and business strategies. The fast food industry, a cornerstone of global cuisine consumption, has always been known for its speed, convenience, and affordability. From metropolitan cities to quiet suburban towns, fast food joints dot landscapes worldwide, serving up everything from burgers and fries to innovative local favorites.
What would you like?
Traditionally, these establishments have been crucial in providing quick meal solutions at a relatively low cost. However, recent trends show a noticeable shift in this dynamic, with prices on the rise and the phenomenon of shrinkflation becoming more prevalent. But what is shrinkflation, and why are we hearing more and more about this term? As you might have guessed, shrinkflation is a combination of the words shrinking and inflation. This term refers to the practice of reducing the size or quantity of a product while keeping its price the same or even increasing it. This tactic is not new, but has become more prominent in recent years, particularly highlighted during economic strains like those induced by the pandemic.
Me want big cookie! He's not even enough for one bite!
Fast food lovers might recall the days when $1 could fetch a substantial item off the value menu. Today, finding such deals is becoming increasingly rare. But why exactly are prices rising in the fast food industry? There are multiple reasons based on economic, regulatory, and market-driven influences. Firstly, inflation has been a significant driver behind the rising costs in the fast food industry. Over the past few years, the United States and many other countries have experienced inflation rates not seen in decades. This inflation affects virtually every aspect of the fast food operation, from the cost of ingredients to utility expenses. For example, the price of beef, essential for burgers, has seen substantial hikes due to increased feed costs and demand outstripping supply. Similarly, the cost of poultry, vegetables, and even the cooking oil used for fries has escalated, squeezing the margins of fast food outlets. The impact of inflation is straightforward. As the cost of goods and services that businesses must purchase increases, those businesses in turn must raise their prices to maintain profitability. This scenario has been vividly illustrated by chains like McDonald's and Chipotle, which have openly discussed how inflation has compelled them to increase menu prices.
Nearly half of consumers are fed up with so-called shrinkflation.
For instance, Chipotle cited that a mid-single-digit price increase in California was necessary solely to cover the wage increases mandated by new state laws. Another reason is the labor costs, one of the largest expenses for the fast food industry. The sector is labor-intensive, with significant needs ranging from frontline workers who take orders and prepare food to those who manage operations and ensure customer satisfaction. Recent legislative changes, such as the increase in minimum wage to $20 per hour for some fast food workers in California, represent a well-intentioned effort to improve living standards for workers, but also introduce a new cost layer that businesses must manage. This increase is substantial when compared to the state's general minimum wage of $16 an hour. Fast food chains operating on thin profit margins may find these increased labor costs unsustainable without raising prices. McDonald's, for instance, has noted that these cost increases might lead to different pricing strategies across their locations, reflecting the varying cost structures influenced by local wage laws. Another critical factor that has been particularly highlighted in the wake of the 2020 pandemic is the vulnerability of global supply chains. The fast food industry relies on a consistent supply of ingredients that are often sourced globally. Disruptions in any part of this supply chain can lead to increased costs due to shortages or the need to find alternative suppliers at a premium.
Now it's one of the world's most important shipping routes, and it's blocked.
During the pandemic, closures and restrictions at key ports, reduced workforce availability, and logistical challenges led to delayed deliveries and increased freight costs. For example, a shortage of potatoes due to poor harvests and export bans in key supplying countries impacted the availability and cost of French fries, a staple menu item for many fast food restaurants. Before moving on, if you're new to BabbleTop, please take a second to smash that subscribe button. Thanks. So what are the consequences of this price surge and shrinkflation? One of the most direct responses to rising costs is adjusting menu prices. This strategy, however, requires careful consideration to avoid customer backlash. For example, Domino's responded to increased costs not only by raising the price of their mix-and-match deal, but also by subtly reducing the number of chicken wings from 10 to 8 in their offerings, blending a price increase with shrinkflation. This dual approach helps soften the impact of price hikes on customer perception by offering a seemingly unchanged or slightly modified product. Chipotle also announced potential price increases in California to offset the new wage laws. These price adjustments are typically framed as necessary to maintain the quality and service that customers expect, but they also reflect the economic reality of increased operating costs. The challenge for these chains is to implement price increases that are both understandable to the consumer and in line with what they're willing to pay. Another one is McDonald's. Despite generating over $23 billion in revenue in 2022, McDonald's continues to focus on maximizing its profits.
$17 for 3 Filet-O-Fishes at McDonald's? Are you kidding me?
This approach has led to widespread complaints of shrinkflation affecting the global fast food giant. Numerous customers have taken to Reddit to voice their concerns about the decreasing sizes of McDonald's menu items. Notably, products like the Quarter Pounder and chicken nuggets have visibly reduced in size. One user even highlighted that the meat patty in their Big Mac was noticeably thinner than the accompanying pickle slice. Five Guys, renowned for its generous servings, particularly its fries, has also not escaped the trend of shrinkflation affecting the fast food industry. Traditionally, regardless of the fry order size, customers would receive an additional tupper of fries dumped into the bottom of the bag, an extra serving that created the perception of great value. This extra handful was cleverly factored into the menu pricing from the very beginning, serving more as a marketing strategy to make customers feel they were getting a bonus rather than an actual giveaway. However, recent observations and customer feedback suggest that even this hallmark offering is being scaled back. Diners have started to notice that the fries, which used to spill over the top of the cup into the bag, now barely reach the rim. This reduction not only diminishes the perceived value, but also highlights a significant shift in the company's approach to serving sizes. Customers are now receiving noticeably less than what they once might have considered a generous portion for their payment. So what are brands doing to overcome those customer complaints? Investing in technology has become a crucial strategy for fast food chains aiming to reduce costs and enhance the customer's experience. Wendy's, for instance, announced plans to invest $20 million to roll out digital menu boards across its U.S. locations.
We will begin testing more enhanced features like dynamic pricing.
These digital boards are intended to introduce dynamic pricing, which would allow for flexible pricing based on demand, similar to models used by companies like Uber. However, this concept quickly attracted significant public attention and backlash, leading to accusations of price gouging during peak times. The backlash was fueled by misunderstandings around Wendy's intentions with the new digital menu boards. Media reports initially suggested that Wendy's would use these boards to implement surge pricing strategies, increasing prices during busy hours.
Surge pricing, meaning the cost for some items could change depending on when you hit the drive-thru.
This interpretation led to a swift response from consumers and critics alike, with some vowing to take their business elsewhere, and even U.S. Senator Elizabeth Warren criticizing the plans as price gouging plain and simple. In response to the public outcry and the negative press, Wendy's issued a clarifying statement. The company explained that the digital menu boards were designed to provide more flexibility in displaying featured items and promoting discounts during slower periods, not to increase prices during high demand. Wendy's emphasized that its goal was to enhance customer service and efficiency, not to exploit consumer demand. The term dynamic pricing, Wendy's pointed out, had been misconstrued. They explicitly stated that they had never used the phrase surge pricing, and their strategy was not aimed at raising prices when customers were most likely to visit. Instead, the digital boards would allow Wendy's to adapt more quickly to various market conditions and manage promotions more effectively, ensuring that they could continue to attract customers with competitive pricing and special offers. Another strategy involves simplifying menus to focus on high-margin items that are less susceptible to supply chain disruptions. During the pandemic, many chains reduced their offerings to streamline operations and reduce complexity, which also helped minimize costs.
Next time you head towards those golden arches, your experience is going to look a little different than usual.
For example, McDonald's temporarily pared down its menu by discontinuing all-day breakfast, focusing on core items that guaranteed quick preparation and consistent consumer demand. In addition to simplification, adaptation involves altering existing menu items or introducing new ones that can maintain or improve profit margins. This might include using different ingredients that are more readily available or cost-effective, or introducing premium items that can command higher prices. Starbucks, for instance, frequently introduces limited-time offers that not only create buzz, but also allow testing of new, potentially more profitable products. Behind the scenes, fast food chains are also making significant operational adjustments. This includes optimizing supply chains by securing alternative suppliers or negotiating better terms.
Say my name.
Improving inventory management to reduce waste, and even redesigning kitchens to be more energy efficient. For chains like Pizza Hut, operational adjustments have meant shifting away from in-house delivery in certain locations and offloading delivery services to third-party apps. This move reduces the burden of maintaining a delivery fleet and the associated labor costs, but could potentially increase customer costs due to service fees charged by these platforms. But what about the customers? What are their reactions to these inflated prices? The most immediate impact of rising fast food prices and shrinkflation is on the consumer. As noted earlier, these tactics can lead to customer dissatisfaction if not carefully managed. The introduction of terms like shrinkflation into consumer vocabulary reflects a growing awareness and sensitivity to getting less value for the same price. For instance, the backlash on social media platforms and consumer forums over noticeable reductions in portion sizes or the filling of French fry containers illustrates the precarious balance fast food chains must maintain to avoid alienating their customer base. Also, as prices rise, consumers may alter their dining habits. Some may decrease their frequency of visits, switch to lower-cost menu items, or turn to competitors, including local restaurants or just cooking at home, seeking better value or more substantial portions for the same expenditure. These behavioral shifts are crucial as they can significantly affect the overall revenue streams for fast food chains. In the face of economic pressures and strategic adjustments by fast food chains, consumer expectations are also evolving. Customers are becoming more discerning, comparing not only price points, but also the quality and quantity of food across different outlets.
Bigger is better. How does that sound?
It sounds great.
This comparison often leads to a decrease in brand loyalty, particularly if consumers feel that their favorite brands are compromising on value. The shift towards digital solutions like app-based ordering and loyalty programs is one strategy chains are using to enhance customer engagement and retention. For example, McDonald's and Wendy's have both invested heavily in their mobile apps, offering promotions and personalized deals to encourage repeat business and mitigate the impact of price increases on customer loyalty. The fast food industry is likely to continue seeing innovation and adaptation with the economic challenges and changing consumer preferences. One significant trend is the increased emphasis on sustainability and ethical practices, which can also serve as a justification for price increases. Consumers might be more accepting of higher prices if they believe they're contributing to environmental conservation or better labor practices. The integration of technology is set to reshape the fast food landscape. AI and machine learning are not only optimizing operations, but also transforming customer interactions, from personalized marketing to dynamic pricing strategies. Despite the strategies employed, fast food chains face ongoing challenges such as potential new regulations, further economic fluctuations, and the unpredictable nature of global events. But these challenges could also be opportunities for innovation.
You can't imitate beef, it just tastes better.
For instance, the push towards more plant-based menu options and the exploration of alternative proteins are responses to not only cost concerns, but also to consumer demand for healthier and more sustainable choices. But what about you? Do you think the fast food industry needs to raise their prices to stay afloat? Or is it just corporate greed? Let us know in the comments below. And for another great BabbleTop video, stay right here to keep on watching.